Now, Kyinzom Dhongdue has a remarkable story. She is a Tibetan born into a refugee camp in India as a result of China's occupation of Tibet. She then became an MP in the Dalai Lama's Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile, and she's now running for the seat of Bennelong on a platform of standing up against China's rise in the region, the Communist Party's rise, and also climate change. With that story, with those policy platforms, particularly on climate change, you'd think the Voices of movement would want her on their team, but she was rejected. Kyinzom, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for your time. You've told The Australian in an interview this weekend that in part you did not fit the Climate 200 mould of a white upper middle class candidate. Is this what you think they were looking for?
I want to be clear on this. The issue I have raised about Climate 200 is really part of a broader problem of representation in Australian politics. When it comes to important national debates, be it China or climate change, we hear a lot from upper middle class white Australians. Now, if you look at the issue of climate change, it impacts communities on low income and communities of color the most. So the other important issue I really want to raise here is the issue of political integrity in China. A key campaign platform for Climate 200 and its cohort of candidates is restoring political integrity in politics. Now, how can they call for political donation reforms, close the revolving door between politicians and lobbyists, and establish a strong federal anti-corruption watchdog without really talking about China's interference in our politics? So yes, it is not for me to say, whether they haven't supported me because I'm not a white upper middle class woman. But what I can say is I've been disappointed because I felt we have a strong alignment of values, whether it's action on climate change or fighting for political integrity.
Yeah. What did they say, Climate 200, when they rejected your approaches? Because you approached them twice, according to the article.
Yes, so I approached them twice in January when I was running for the Senate. That time they made it clear that they are not supporting candidates running for the Senate, but also they are not supporting candidates from parties. However, when I switched to the House of Reps seat in Bennelong, I saw the Climate 200 supporting more candidates, some of them running for the Senate and at least one running from a local minor party like myself. So I was encouraged to try again. So at that time, Climate 200 said that they are not supporting any new candidates this close to time. But since then, I've seen 3 more candidates being supported.
And most of them, as that article points out, most of them do, or pretty much all of them do fit the mould of white upper middle class women. You do have an impressive background. You're a refugee, a tough background. You're a former MP in the Dalai Lama's Tibetan Parliament-in-Exile. Why do you want to enter politics here in Australia?
We are dealing with some great challenges, Sharri, the COVID pandemic and the economic recovery, the climate crisis, and of course, how we deal with the China that doesn't share our values and it's messing with our politics. As you said, I came to Australia as a stateless Tibetan, and I do not take our democracy for granted. We have to protect our values. And as a human rights campaigner, I've seen the political class selling out to powerful vested interests. So people like me bring our life experience to Canberra, and we will hold the government to account, whichever party comes to power in May.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time and for coming on the program tonight, Kyinzom Dhongdue. Really appreciate it.